So in Iraq, nearing the end of my deployment while I was in the US Army, we got mortar attacked so many times that we just got used to it. It didn't affect us anymore. We wouldn't even run anymore. We would just walk leisurely because at that point we're just like, whatever happens, happens. So I was sleeping one night and I got woken up with the sounds of explosions. So I looked over to my roommate, Specialist Jones, and we kind of smirk at each other. Now, Specialist Jones is one of the most intelligent human beings I've met in my entire life. Just to give you an idea of how smart this guy is, in order to join the military, you are required to take a test called the ASVAB, which tests your aptitude in mathematics, problem solving, spatial awareness, tool knowledge, and a bunch of other stuff. Now, this guy scored a 98. There are scientists and doctors that score in the mid 90s. We're talking across the board for all branches of the military. So, yeah, he is one smart cookie. But his one lacking trait would be that his physical fitness was rather low. Now, getting back to our story, so we kind of look at each other, and I'm about to put my gear on, and Specialist Jones says to me, "Hey, why don't we just stay in?" Now, normally I wouldn't even consider this, but I respect the guy, not just because he's smart, but because he has a good character. So I ask him, why? And he answers, well, if we go out there, we're just going to put all of our gear on, go to a bunker that's not even safe, do a head count that doesn't even matter, and then come back here, take off all our gear, and go back to sleep. Whether it hits us here or it hits us there, what does it matter? We're dead anyway. I couldn't find any fault in his logic, so I said, okay. And he looks at me and he goes, okay. And we smile at each other. And we share this moment of agreement that's kind of ironic because there's explosions all over the place and we're just kind of in our bubble of craziness. And so I'm about to go back to sleep and I'm about to turn around and I'm watching Jones kind of snuggle back in. And then I hear the loudest whistle sound that I've ever heard in my life. It was like a low rumbling, "Meow." And this guy, Specialist Jones, got up so fast, it looked like he popped off a trampoline and was like in a standing position in half a second. It looked crazy. Like, I don't think the most physically fit person in the world can do what he did. Like, he powered up. And keep in mind, he's literally one of the most physically unfit soldiers that I've met in the military. So he really powered up for this one. It looked crazy. And then he put his gear on so fast. Like, usually when it comes to speed, there's not a lot of people that could beat me in speed when I was in the military, right? Because I was just so fast. But he had his gear on before me and he was running out the door. So I had to follow him from behind and I caught up to him. And we looked at each other and we just started laughing. It was just hilarious. Just everything about it was just hilarious. We looked back and we see the smoke coming up from behind our chew. The chews are the what they call our living quarters. It's kind of like a trailer. And we see the smoke and we see how close it was. Later, they found out that a huge mortar shell had landed 10 feet away from our chew. So we were in the kill radius. However, it landed right behind a HESCO wall. It's a wall that has sand inside it for protection. And if it had landed maybe like 2 more feet towards us, then we probably would have been dead.